Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here once again. We're going to talk about this overwhelming number of not black women, I'm sorry, white women, especially over on TikTok, that's all on these videos asking to sign up for the Black Panthers. Can white women join? Can white women join? The name is Black Panthers. Why would white women need to join? You know, y'all don't know how to come up with your own organizations. See, here's the problem. Y'all don't know how to work with people. You seriously got this problem. You don't know how to work with people. What you will do is come in, and then all of a sudden you'll make the whole thing about you, because that's what y'all do all the time. You'll make everything about you, and the real purpose of the organization will just get pushed in the background, and everything will be about white women. No, that's why you really shouldn't be there. If you are there, you should be made silent and in the back. Okay, while business get, but I don't really trust y'all around when we're doing business anyway. I really don't. I don't think you should be there at all. But y'all really seriously don't know how to work with people. All you do the same pattern over and over, and you can tell it's taught. It is something embedded in you where you believe every organization, if you are there, it should be about nothing but you, your problems. You'll turn it into therapy for white women and making us endure listening to your effed up stories. I really don't think anybody wants that. But you need to hook up with your people and come up with your own organization. You know, see, they had the White Panthers in the past because they were not allowed to join the Black Panthers. That's why they came up with the White Panthers. And they fell by the wayside in I think, what, about a year, because they were just about having public sex and smoking and being high all the time and drugged out. That's the kind of stuff they were doing. They were having, getting it on in public and being high and strung out all the time. But that's what they did in their White Panther group. And it didn't last. It literally fell apart in about a year. We just, we need to deal with our issues. And a lot of times we need to do that without any of you around. And that's what you don't get. We don't need you around for everything. I know you've been taught, this white savior thing. No, we ain't all looking for a white savior. We're not, nor have we ever been. I sure don't look for one. Okay. And sometimes we just want to be in these groups all by ourselves. I know why y'all want to be there. I do. You really seriously believe you're our overseers, and no, you're not. You, just because you appoint yourself as that doesn't mean that's what you are. But if I can't pay attention to Paul Birdsong because he's not a Black Panther, y'all. He's not. He is a mole. He's an infiltrator. He's not a Black Panther. Black Panthers did not sound like him. They didn't. And when he speaks, he only speaks to make up excuses to look after immigrants and fight ICE. When did the Panthers concern themselves with immigration? They never did. That was never the direction. So he's so busy worried about that and some white woman getting killed, to the point where he's not even paying attention to the community that's really hurting the most. We don't need Black Panthers like that. We don't need that. And I'm glad other groups are speaking up to let Everybody know they're not affiliated with this Philadelphia um, clan or whatever the hell they call themselves. I'm glad. This is disgraceful, but let's get into the videos. Many of these people reacting to white women all over social media trying to sign up for the Black Panthers. Wow. Everybody wants to spy on us, don't they? Everybody wants to spy on us, but we're nobody, right? Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
I've seen a handful of white women ask if they can join the Black Panthers, and I have to ask, why do you want to join the Black Panthers? Why don't you want to be in community with your own people? Is it because you can't trust them?
Can white people join the Black Panthers? I think we're ready. The whole reason we are in this mess is because white people weren't even ready to vote for a black woman or get rid of the KKK. And here we are, where you all still want to hide behind the bodies of minorities instead of do anything yourself. Men are the only group that still mostly support us, and you know that group is fucking bolstered up by white people. Have you ever read about White Panthers or read a book I'm losing my fucking mind.
White women asking if they can join the Black Panthers is because they don't trust whiteness either. Because instead of doing the hard work, the uncomfortable work of organizing their own people, they want to attach themselves to Black movements that have been in existence long before they realized that the country was on fire. That's not solidarity. That's outsourcing responsibility. Because the Black Panthers are not a costume. It's not some little club that you can apply to when fascism gets too loud and scary for y'all. The Black Panthers were a response, a direct response to white violence in America. It was a response to white law enforcement, white supremacy, and state neglect. The Black Panthers fed children when the state starved them. The Black Panthers armed themselves because they were being hunted by the law. They built community for Black people because white America kept burning it down. Because if you don't trust your own white communities enough to organize and build movements with them, why should Black people trust you to come into ours? Mistrust doesn't just magically disappear when you cross racial lines. If anything, it deepens. And just so y'all know, Black spaces are not rehab centers for whiteness. We are not here to absolve you or absorb your guilt, your fear, or your political awakening. Why aren't y'all out here creating white-led community accountability circles where y'all actually face and deconstruct your racism and anti-Blackness? Why ain't y'all building community patrols that stop white men from becoming threats? Why don't y'all organize against white supremacists where the white supremacists actually live, like next door to y'all? It's like Blackness for y'all has always been a moral shortcut. Y'all attach yourselves to it and y'all feel you're absolved of sins. Y'all stand next to Blackness and suddenly you feel brave. But I'm sorry, liberation don't work like that. Real allyship, it's not glamorous, it's not an aesthetic, it doesn't get thank yous, it's not done for the gram or for the... And it happens away from Black people, not in front of us. And the Black Panthers didn't ask white people to join. They asked them to fix their own house. If your house is on fire, you don't go and move in with your neighbor's house. You put that fire out. That is the work we need y'all to do. Take care of your house. Your house is on fire, and that fire is affecting our houses, our neighborhood. So put it out. Why don't y'all want to be in community with each other? Because it's a good question.
Every time I see a video of a white person asking to be a part of the Black Panther Party, my first thought is we've already seen what that looks like in the movie Forrest Gump. You remember that white dude that was beating up Jenny, and then Forrest jumped in and started whooping his ass. You remember that? And then at the very end, Forrest was like, "Sorry for fighting in the middle of your Black Panther Party."
The most hilarious part of my morning is realizing that y'all got on that video and thought I didn't know what the White Panther Party was. I'm not sure if y'all understand what the past versus present is. But yeah, there was a White Panther Party. Do you know why there was a White Panther Party? Because they asked to join the Black Panther Party, and Huey P. Newton told them, nah, fam, create your own group. Y'all missed the whole point of the video. It's called piggybacking. What have they done on their own? If they had not been told that they couldn't join, they would have been part of the Black Panther Party. You missing that. Y'all get on this app, little girl, sugar, da-da-da, all y'all condescending remarks. But hey, I'm going to take the compliment because I'm pushing 40. You feel me? But I'm not going to speak on something and not know what I'm talking about. And if I don't know, I will say, hey, yo, I'm not sure. Can y'all, help me out with this one? Y'all really messing with an educated Black woman, yeah. But once again, they haven't created anything on their own. They always ride the coattails of whatever movement is going on. There is no movement for just them. And what y'all not realizing is this is the time that they need their own movement. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, they had the White Panther Party. And what they got now? Crickets?
The Black Panthers wouldn't be protesting for a white woman. The Black Panthers would not be protecting people who are protesting for a white woman. The Black Panthers would not be connected to anybody who is protesting for a white woman. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they don't know much about the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers was for the betterment and growth of Black people. They were community activists. They did a lot of community work. And it's not because they hated white people. Understand, right? They protect marginalized groups, especially within Black neighborhoods. They typically didn't stray into white neighborhoods unless it was something related to a Black person. This is why they got rid of the Black Panthers. So if anybody's telling you something else, understand they don't know much about the Black Panthers. Now, I understand what this guy is doing. He's talking about building connections with other people. I understand. But that is not what the Black Panthers were about. This is why even the white people that supported the Black Panthers created their own Panther Party because of things like this. Black Panthers drew a very, very, very dark line at letting other people join the Black Panthers. Can you connect with us? But you have to connect from afar. This is why the government made sure to get rid of the Black Panthers, because the Black Panthers were considered Black radicalists because they were only worried and solely focused on Black people and the growth of the Black community.
But they try to swing both of them out, and white women see an uptick of Panther content, Black Panther content, and ask if they can join the Black Panthers, which is still, and then what?
Yeah.
And then what? Because it's not like you're gonna do anything. This is another way of seeing Black people as to be in service. I'll join your organization as long as you will protect me. They can't depend on their men to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Panthers are historically founded on the liberation of all oppressed people. So the daily fight is for them and their people. The battle is to enact change where they live, which is why they have chapters all over America.
Mm-hmm.
But the war is against the system. And they only sought coalition with other organized people. Now, the Rainbow Coalition is founded by Fred Hampton,
mm-hmm.
Chairman Fred Hampton, one of the most prominent Black Panthers to ever live, and very young at the time of his assassination. But he coalesced with the Puerto Rican Young Lords
mm-hmm.
and the poor white young patriots to fight poverty, racism, and police brutality through class solidarity. Now, but the thing is the young lords and the young patriots are already organized.
Yeah.
So they're not pulling white people and Hispanic people into the Black Panthers. What they're doing is coalescing with other organized people, because when you pull people into your movement, then they start trying to prioritize their struggles. So if you pull white women into the Panthers, well, then the Panthers will just become about white women and what they need. So white women go form the Karen Coalition and figure it the fuck out. Go find and I'm not being facetious when I say this. I'm saying if you would like to seek coalition, you first must be organized yourself. You can't co-opt a movement, because what you do and historically have done is co-opt the movement and make it about yourself, which is why white feminism is not true feminism. Because white feminism is what's best for the white woman, while all the other women of color do the work.
People got to understand that white women asking to join the Black Panthers is just another attempt to center themselves in another group of people. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. One thing about white women is that they're going to find the first lifeboat off the island. They're always going to find the first lifeboat off the island. And then they're going to act like they had no clue about the problems and the things that were going on the island. You get what I mean? When the country started turning on racist white men for slavery and all these things, white women act like they had amnesia, like they had no clue, like they had no idea what their husbands was doing. Fast forward to the civil rights era, when people were getting rights, when that no longer benefited them and they realized that they could get a leg up in society, they act like they had no clue about what was going on. All of a sudden, they wanted to stand shoulder to shoulder with Black people, and they were the biggest supporters of Black women. Fast forward to now, because guess what? Most white women also voted for Trump. So that means a lot of the people that's out there protesting and speaking up, they also voted for Trump. But now they see the country turning, and they act like they have amnesia. And guess what? Because they are white women, they are afforded the grace. One thing that white women will always find a way to do is to center themselves in another person's struggle.
That brother ain't lie, because I've seen this multiple times in my lifetime. You let them in, the only thing they're going to do is come whenever we gather. It's going to be all about them, and they need to have the loudest voice. They want the biggest part in it. They want to run it. They want no. They absolutely don't know how to run anything or be part of something without trying to take it over. And that ultimately is going to happen. As soon as you let them in, the whole thing will go to hell, and it will no longer be about the Black Panthers. It will be about white women and white women's struggles and white women problems, and it will no longer be Black Panther at all. So I would tell them straight up, no. You got every opportunity to start your own organizations. And this is why they have never been able to form a sisterhood with anybody outside of white women. That's why you should never join their women movements, because it's all about them. It's not about what happens to women that don't look like them. In fact, they want to just dismiss any of your problems altogether. That's why I used to always tell people, don't join those women groups with them. Don't give them your money. Don't support them. Stay away from that, because these women movements is just a branch of the KKK. It's just a bunch of women at the end of the day. But yeah, you know, We do not have to provide therapy for whatever's wrong with them psychologically, where they want to come and be in the comfort of Black people because they're trying to escape their people. No, no, that's not what it's that's not what the Black Panthers are for, but they sure will turn it into that. So, y'all, that's all I have for today on this topic. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. My Gibson Go is still up and I'm still collecting. My surgery date is still on the 18th. And I have my 50% off live sale coming up at 4:45. So you'll be able to get your 12 Tribe on Earth hair growth products at 50% off. So I will see you there, ladies and gentlemen. The link is in the community tab. And again, it will start at 4:45. Shalom, family.